I'm good. Hmm. Tell him not. Wait, what? Wasn't he just saying that he's better than everybody? He's got 2 other rappers fighting for him. On the first day, God said there's gotta be light. I should repent for my sins, and I honestly might. You keep whining like a bitch since you got in a fight. Well, hell, I've been eating church like the body of Christ. Let me go. Ryan's done like Ryan done. Look what I become. Don't try to stunt with that money shit, and your rhyming sucks. You've been declining for months. Your mind is mush. You're the symbol of a breakdown. So I'ma beat him like a tiny.
What up, YouTube? We're back at it again. I got my guy Target here.
What up, man?
Target's not feeling that well, man, but he's a tough man to track down. Actually, not really. He's been very accommodating, very nice. So I wanted to get him on because I don't if y'all follow my channel, y'all know that I don't really do interviews. I don't like there's nothing really behind the scenes, but I think it's really interesting like when like you and I wanted to have a conversation and really just kind of dive into when for me like because I follow the YouTube scene pretty closely, right?
Yeah.
So when it feels like when I see like how have I not, and no offense by the way, how have I not known about this person for like and I ran back and looked at like the back of your catalog, like you've been at it for years. um
Yeah.
so it's crazy to me, and I want to make sure I can do what I can to help promote in any way that I can. So anyways, first and foremost, go support Target, go like, go subscribe. Dude, are those I think we have the hold on a sec. I think we have the same damn sunglasses. Are
Ray-Bans?
they are they the 4147s?
I don't know. I just did mine a prescription. I'm
Oh,
blind as a bat.
I feel that, bro. I have 2 surgeries into this eye alone.
Yeah.
So I I've had a cornea transplant. I had
Damn.
a whole like replacement of some. Yeah, it's fucked up, man. Luckily it's somewhat fixed,
Mm,
but anyways, go support Target, go like, go subscribe, please.
okay.
And honestly, like usually I would do a lot of homework before having a conversation, but like I think a lot of people just reading my comments, reading other comments are kind of in the same spot of like, Jesus, who the fuck is this dude? This dude could spit.
Right.
Where did him and his boys come from, right? Um, and it kind of sucks that that had to come by way of a diss track, but
Yeah.
um, I don't know, man. I know you're a little sick. You do just let's start with like where you grew up, what kind of got you into rap and whatnot.
Um, well, my dad raised us, like when my dad was with my mom, for most of, like our childhood. I think he left around like 10, and we grew up like, just grew up on country, Southern rock, stuff like that. And I remember when my dad left, the trailer we like basically grew up in, my mom like lost. And from there, we ended up having to move into like, they call it Section 8, housing, or it was like basically in the projects out in this county I'm in now. And that's where I was introduced. Now I've heard rap before I moved there, but that's where I was introduced to it and like loved it and started learning to do it when I moved to Brooksville, because all my friends would do it. So I slowly just got into it. And remember after leaving Brooksville, uh, I ended up buying like little bits and pieces to studio equipment and doing my research. And I want to say it's 2003 my first album came out. It's that or 2004. I have an old a fan that's from like all those years back sent me like 25 different albums I did back then. And I know Southern Accent was my first album. That was titled 2003. So that's why when I say my first album is 2003, that's where that year number comes from. But yeah,
Gotcha.
I started rap because it was never something I wanted to do. I never wanted to be a musician. It was the environment I was in, and uh, I got good. I mean, I thought I was. I got good pretty quick, and then it just became a thing where I was like, I want to be a rapper, and over
Yeah,
time, I just kept at it.
yeah, man. You are good.
Thank you.
It's crazy too, because like I just like and again like I haven't had time. We we've been talking whatever. Like I haven't had the time to dive into like a lot of your stuff, but like um you got a pen. so you're obviously you're quick with the pen, and which is half of getting there, right? And then but you like I didn't even know like you throw vocals on your tracks too. You sing. The last song I did, I think you were singing through the hook.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So you do let's run back that like you growing up on rap, and that's kind of what you knew, and Section 8. Um, so your upbringing, you're sort of surrounded by that culture, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, what do you have like inspirations that you grew up on, like artists that like you heard like way back when, like they kind of got you
Oh
into it,
yeah.
like that you listened to?
Like I know, like in this country rap scene, a lot of people like Johnny Cash, Waylon, or Willie Nelson, and stuff like that. Like I remember, and still to this day, love '90s country. Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson, Rick Trevino. I loved it. Like even though my dad forced us to listen to this shit, it became a thing. Like it was awesome. Like Garth Brooks, like I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if he was mainstream. Garth Brooks had hits. Uh, but
You know what's funny? I'm sorry to
you're
interrupt you,
good.
man. Um, I had the same argument with my girlfriend. Does not love Garth Brooks. I'm from I'm from San Diego. You can take that hat off, by the way. I'm just kidding. Um, but joking. But like I like Garth, man, and we like the country. I got introduced to country when I moved like out of Southern California into Arizona, where there's more of a diverse music group there. But like, dude, all of the you just named every musician you named, they're all country. They're not necessarily rap, right?
Yeah,
So it's
around
those are all throwback country names.
when I was growing up, like before I got into rap, I heard rap. Like I remember memorizing like "Baby Got Back" by Sir Mix-a-Lot or Two Live Crew's "Dirty Nursery Rhymes" just because they were like bad to do. You know what I mean? But I wasn't a rap fan.
Right, right.
I remember like my introduction to rap for me. This is so on hip hop. My introduction to rap for me would be
Say Vanilla Ice.
what happened?
Say Vanilla Ice real quick. I'm just joking.
Fuck no. It was the early Cash Money era, like with Hot Boys. Like people would be like, "Yo, I listen to Lil Wayne," and they're thinking of like mixtape Lil Wayne, Lollipop Lil Wayne, all that. No, I'm talking about Lil Wayne with braids, Turk, BG, Chopper City in the Ghetto. Like I love these albums. I remember going into the corner store, and this is back when they are still doing bootleg CDs. You'd go in there and they'd have the clear cases. Remember when you get them in different colors?
I
The
do.
cases from Walmart, and
I
then
do.
they would have like a black and white printed of the cover. And I remember like, oh shit, I didn't even know Lil Wayne had a new album out. The Get Off the Corner.
When you go into Walmart and you're flipping through the posters, you remember
Mhm.
that, like looking at like,
Yeah.
oh man, I need I need that new Luda joint or that Nelly joint. Like
Oh, my kids still go through the posters when we go to Walmart and shit like that.
they
But
still
yeah,
have posters? I didn't know that, man.
yeah, yeah, Five and Below does too. But mainly, my introduction to rap was around that. I want to say like late '90s, early 2000s. Um, and then eventually when I got into it more, like I don't want to be like that dude that's like respect the art form, put your hand up, but I didn't want to just be like someone that's going to do this and just do it my way. I like went back and like I was never a Wu-Tang fan, but when you Liquid Swords by Jizza, 36 Chambers, like I went back and listened to these albums, Tribe Called Quest, and even if I didn't bump them or don't bump them to this day, I listened to them and I was like appreciated what they were for those time periods. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I
and
I
over the
I do know
years,
what
I
you mean.
went through I just I didn't want to be that guy that was just like I'm only gonna listen to Southern rap. I went and bro, one of my favorite rappers to this day is Atmosphere, and that's the furthest thing from Southern rap.
But
It's
dirty
like
though,
kind of
nonetheless.
like it's like abstract hip hop to an nah, it's not abstract. He had some dope ass records. Uh not Aesop Rocky, Aesop Rock. Remember him? I don't know if you
Huh?
remember him.
Yeah, dude, I
Uh,
I'm so I'm like I think I think we're probably kind of in this in a similar era as far as like when that stuff kind of kicked off for either one of us. But um, so that album, by the way, 36 Chambers, is probably my favorite hip hop rap album of all time. And I've worn
Okay.
it out. I've worn it out to a point in my record player where I had to buy it 3 times. But like, no, that's I mean that's what I grew up on. Like was that, but like what were my albums? I had a lot of that. I had some DMX, some Busta, obviously, the main stuff that we all did. But
Yeah.
uh, yeah, that's cool, man. This isn't about me though. So you kind of got into a little bit about like family life and upbringing. Brothers and sisters. You got kids? You said
Yeah, I got one over here doing homework. I got two boys, 7 and 10, and I got a 16-year-old that's going on 32. She thinks she is. And yes, I'm married. Brothers, I got two older brothers, an older sister, and a younger sister.
everybody still in
But
touch, still happy, kind of.
yeah, man. Yeah, it's good. Like I don't my family's had a lot of struggles with their own like things and stuff like that. Like my sister right now is like, praise the Lord, she's about to do some prison time, which is going to save her life inevitably because she had a real issue with her habits and vices or whatever. My oldest brother, he's a full on like preacher almost. I think he's about to be like, I don't know what the terminology is. My older brother, my my second older brother, I still keep in touch with him. Me and him went up to Michigan recently, whenever my dad passed away. My older sister, like I say hi to her.
Nice.
That's
Yeah, we
about
don't.
it.
I mean, we don't need to get into like the intricacies. I was just wondering, like, if you had brothers and sisters and what that dynamic looked
Oh
like and
my
whatnot.
bad.
But and no, you're good, man. And sounds like your kids are all doing well. Happy family, man, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So, off the books. I mean, off the just cuff stuff, random stuff. Sports interests. You football, basketball. You a fan of any teams? Not really.
No, when my dad left, all that like went right out the window. We raised on Detroit Lions, Detroit Tigers. I was born in Michigan. I was just raised in Florida from 6 months forward.
And then they
Uh,
got bad for 35 years until recently, and you're like, you know what? I'm done with this nonsense.
well, the Tigers were kind of heater back in the '90s. Travis Fryman, Cecil Fielder,
Okay,
they were
so
good.
yeah, all right,
I
man.
but
Yeah, and the Lions,
we they
man.
used to do spring. They used to do spring training down by us in Polk County. Actually, not in Polk County, but it was they. A lot of the guys would. My mom worked at Texaco, and there was this like little living development, like condos, maybe I guess, that a lot of the they had like extra homes down here. And Kirk Gibson actually is the reason we went to Walt Disney World as kids. He gave my mom tickets for our whole family to go to Walt Disney World from
Kirk.
Detroit Tigers.
Yeah,
Kirk
no, I know
Gibson.
Kirk. That's awesome. And then I mean, then you had the teams way back in the day, the Lions teams, the Barry Sanders teams, and then skip
Yeah.
ahead to the future, and now like the Lions are good again, weirdly. Well,
Uh,
ish, kind of good.
I
Cool.
don't watch it at all anymore now, to be honest with you.
You got kids, man. I don't blame you. Um,
Yeah.
Any so it's funny like with if you dig into lyrics of a lot of rap culture and stuff, like a lot of it's predicated on first off like living that life, what you talked about, which is like, dude, I've been living that life. I grew up in, essentially project area stuff, and like and a lot of people just they speak on and they rap on getting into trouble. And again, you don't need to talk about anything you don't want to. You ever gotten into any kind of deep trouble yourself or no?
When I was a teenager, I did some dumb shit or whatever. But no, no, I was never like that. Like even when we lived in Brooksville, that was like a 3-year, 4-year period of my life. And then we're back in the trailer park again up until me being an adult, like having my first daughter. I've always this is outside of like I dropped out of school in 8th grade, man. I'm a loser. Uh but outside of music, I never really got into anything else. Like immediately, as soon as I realized I wanted to do music, that's all I cared about. Every single week we were going to open mic. I would like, like I've had one job outside of what I'm doing now, and it was back in like 2015. I was signed to a management contract, and they just had me working at their company just to pay me a check, doing bullshit. But this has been my job the whole time, and I remember in the beginning, all I gave a fuck about is getting gas to get to open mic, getting to Tampa, just so we could rap or battle. You know what I mean? That's all we cared about. So like, I didn't have time to be out there running around doing dumb shit.
Dude, that's dope though, and it kind of shows and reflects like like if you don't really care about school, but you put your whole heart into something, be it music or something
Mm.
else, you can kind of do just fine. That's
Bro,
whereas like go ahead.
good. I was gonna say I can't do fractions. Like I'll literally you give me fractions, I'll get anxiety and have panic attack. I could mix, record, mix, master, produce, edit my own videos, color my own videos, do my own graphic design. I know how to even type out some HTML to be honest with you. Like very little, but I could do it. Like I've done everything that you see that comes from our out of our camp is done in house. Every now and then I'll buy a beat from someone, but even the beats, I make my own beats too. Like I taught myself all this and I dropped out of school in 8th grade. It's just I wanted to do it. I remember how do I record myself? Just looking up online, and it wasn't as easy back in the early 2000s. Back then, they used to call that selling the sauce. Like engineers didn't want to give you like their secrets on how to record, you know what I mean, or how to
Right, right.
mix a song. You had to dig. You had to meet someone that did it, and like, yo, what are you doing, and why? And you just had to learn, absorb the shit, and over time, like I knew in my head, I can't afford studio time, so I gotta be the studio. I can't afford graphic design because I'm gonna be putting out a lot of stuff, so I gotta learn how to do the stuff. I can't afford videos, so we learned how to do the videos. And now production, I just started doing my own production maybe 2 years ago. That's something like uh, I never really dove in deep, but now it's an ego thing. I just want to be able to say I did do it all with the production. But I've also found a new sense of like love for music again by doing my own production. It's fun again.
That's dope, man. It's a weird way how life works out. Like you're in a spot where like you don't really know where you're going, sort of thing, or what your passion is, and then you find it, and then you can't stop like a drug.
Mhm.
You want to know everything about it. That's
Yeah,
wild. So I couldn't I can't get through this without asking at least something about the the church nonsense, man. Um,
uh,
so
you're fine.
yeah, no, it's all right. I guess my do you like all right, so I don't know anything about like previous relationships, right? With church or his boys or whatever. Like I don't know what if it's just like I don't know if you obviously you had fun with it because you killed your track. Um
Thank you.
yeah, dude, there it's I'm like I feel bad for watching these tracks now because like dude hasn't responded with anything but like weird. It's like I've heard him do better, and it makes me sad that
Yeah,
like he just it's like a lot of it's like I don't even understand it. Like what he's dropping beat out of shit and like anyway, I'm not gonna talk trash on him. I just hope dude well. But like regardless, do you have like a history that like you actually have distaste for dude or no?
no, no, to say distaste, I don't think, it's ever been one of those things where I'm like, "Oh, I hate him. I'm an Upchurch hater." No, it wasn't none of that. When we about, the beginning of, December last year, 2024, Adam announced, with Demon and Broadnex that they're going to do the Nashville country rap compilation, a big album project. And this was already like on a 10-month tirade of Upchurch just hounding and pounding at Adam's door and Adam ignoring it inevitably. And uh he's like what now everyone's going to Nashville and he's like I remember him putting up a video being like all y'all suck. Y'all just going there to take me down. This is a plot to take me down. we're all seeing this and just like, no, okay, you know what I mean, laughing at it, and then that little comment comes out where he's like, I'll take you all on at the same time by myself. And like this dude's like yelling at his phone, like remember that video with the kid walks up and he's like, I got time today. That was him at 4 o'clock in the morning to his phone. Well, at that point, I was like, okay, yeah, I want to see that. I want to see you take us all on. And I'm not all of us, like you can't keep up with one of us. You know what I mean? You're a great songwriter. Dude writes some good songs and hey, hand for him for everything he's built. I'll never be able to accomplish what he's accomplished. But you ain't about to out rap nobody over here. Like, and from my camp, you ain't about to out rap anybody. But at the time, we didn't say nothing because Adam was like, leave it alone. Just ignore the dude, leave it alone. We go to Nashville, we record, which Nashville to Upchurch was a big plot to take him on. We go to Nashville, everyone records, and I think they record like 38 or 48 songs total for this compilation. It's ridiculous amount. Zero to do with, it's a 2-week period, zero to do with Ryan Upchurch. All right, now we come back, and this motherfucker's still beating it, beating it, beating it. Fuck Adam, fuck everyone that came to Nashville, fuck him. And I'm like telling Adam, like Adam's my homeboy. Me and Simple are like rabid dogs, like, yo, let us off, let us go, let it. And he's like, nah, man, ignore this motherfucker. Don't worry about it. Finally, Adam had enough, goes, fuck this, I'm going in on his ass. And we're like, yup, fucking run it. And Adam drops Creaker, which was like it was his way of trying to get Ryan to diss him. And at the time, Adam had 3 tracks ready to go. Like, and now when I say this was at the end of December, he had like addressed Ryan. He's like, end my career, bitch, whatever the Instagram, YouTube video was at the beginning of January.
I saw that, yeah.
And then this is where Upchurch flipped it and was like, "Why is he so obsessed with me? Why is he so obsessed with me?" And everyone like normal human beings were like, "Wait, what? You've been doing this for 10 months and now he's finally acknowledging you?" And as this happens, Adam drops his track, then drops his second track. And then out of nowhere, you got Hosier coming back for his redemption after 7 years. Then you got the White Knight Just Trey coming out of the woodwork, dropping a diss track on anyone that ever says anything no about Ryan. So I'm looking at Adam. Adam's like, fuck it, y'all go do your thing. And at this point, it's just like it's all fun, man. You
So yeah,
said you're better.
yeah,
You gotta show us.
all right. I like that there's some showmanship and some of the culture. It's mostly just a culture thing. Like I mean, it's I didn't know like if you guys had like actual distaste,
No.
like because like there's lyrics in some of these songs that are like, but that's again that's part of the game. I mean, I just watched. What was the last one I did before I just stopped? Because there's so many. The tracks on Ryan are piling up right now. I just watched one by the last one I did was by a girl named Savannah. Um,
Yeah.
you saw that one? She
Yeah,
did it
yeah.
to like a Bieber track. I thought it was hilarious,
Yeah.
and
Your
I was like, all
mama
right,
don't like you.
yeah,
She
yeah,
fucks
yeah,
everyone.
yeah. I thought it was funny as shit, and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna stop trying to keep up with these tracks, man, until he like replies in some way. But it's like the weird like gaslighting and like and like if you go to like any of his videos, like the top like 15 comments are like even his own people saying like, dude, I don't know about this, man. You should probably keep that shit to yourself. But
I'll give it to him, man. To what, like,
best
I don't
troll
know
ever.
how. Yeah, like I'll give it to him. Like this dude for almost a year asked for this. Then it came and then was like, why are they doing this? Like, I'm blown away. Like he like stuck his hand on the stove and he's like, why are you burning me, stove? And his
Right.
fans are like, why are you burning him, stove? Like it's mind blowing. But I give it to the man. He's got them. They drank their Kool-Aid. But I will say this, because a lot of people think it's like there's no emotional connection to this with me at all, or Simple
No,
Man for that matter.
no ill
I
will.
get at I get yeah, no ill will. I get Adam not liking him. totally justified. I don't have no ill will or bad blood or nothing. I don't take them serious, to be honest with you. As a musician, a songwriter, dope. As you being the best rapper, that's funny. But I don't look at it anything past that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I know a lot of these fans think it's like fuck Creek Squad. It isn't fuck Creek Squad. You know how many fans that came in my comments were like, "Yo, I'm a Creek Squad fan, and I'm gonna continue to listen to Creek Squad and Upchurch, but this is fire." And I'll write them right back. I would expect nothing less. No one's asking you to stop listening to this guy. He made music that apparently did something for you. Run that shit up. This is just you said you're dope. You got to show me. That's all that is. Nothing more, nothing
It,
less.
and like to me, like it's like it's entertainment, man. And I'm not the only one like you. And it helps literally everybody. It helps you, it helps him, it helps fucking everybody. If like you've got everybody just tuning in and grabbing their popcorn and it's like, all right, I'm here for this shit. I just think it's funny. You mentioned AC. The last time I jumped on with anybody was AC. If you haven't checked out that interview, I spent some time with him. um we did this hasn't that hadn't happened yet, so we didn't get into any of this stuff, but you you,
Yeah.
you kind of knew it was going on. All right, well, we could leave that be. I didn't know if there was like, yeah, man,
It's
he
all
he
good,
kicked
man.
me in the balls behind a porta potty one time, and I just wanted to, I
Never
didn't.
even met him. Never
Yeah.
even met him. I think I did one show with him. It was like when he first started out. I remember the promoter booked, and I was the headliner. And like a week before, he's like, "Upchurch is the headliner now." I was like, "Oh, cool, like, awesome." And then like the day of the show, they're like, "Upchurch might not make it." So we were back being the headliner, and then he showed up and he ended up headlining it. But even then, it was like, "Oh, it's Upchurch on stage. Bye." And we
Yeah.
left. You know what I mean? But I don't care. I have no bad blood towards any of them. Even when I talk about Just Trey in the song, I think Just Trey's got potential to be a great rapper. I think he is a good songwriter. I think all their biggest problem is when they start talking like they're better rappers than other folks. Their songs are fine. Like keep making that stuff. You're good at that, and it shows. You got fans that support it. When you start throwing around big blanket statements like you're better than everyone, that's where you run into a predicament.
Right. Dude, it's funny, man. The diss track game used to get you in trouble, and I'm glad it's softened out a little bit when you're doing it online and stuff. You go back to like uh Biggie and Pockets, you can get shot over shit like that. But it's like
Yeah,
uh it's no,
there's a,
it's
there's a, there's some guys right now in this genre. I'm not even gonna say the artist's name, shine no light on them. They just did like you hear our my diss track, for instance. Ain't nothing. I guess I am being personal, but it's nothing like over the line. Nothing that hasn't been brought to light already by Upchurch himself. But there's these other people like pulling out dark shit about people's lives, saying this shit, and that's
personal stuff.
fine. I know how battle rap works. I know how diss tracks work, right? That's fine. There's no off limits. But keep this in mind also too. I know how real life works too when that person sees you. There's no off limits on how they react to it.
Right. And that's true too. You gotta realize, like, if you're throwing stones but your house is also glass, kind of, that you got everybody's got things that you could dig up. And that's when, if you start saying personal shit, then that
Mm.
that can always kind of backfire in weird ways too. A couple things. What would you say? Do you have like like you've done a bunch of collabs, obviously. You have any artists that like you love doing a collab with? And then on the flip side of that, anybody in the future that you were like, man, I'd love to work with this person.
I'd love to work with Tyler Childers. Like I've been a big fan of his for probably about 5, 6 years now. Really like Tyler Childers. Uh, I would like to work with the Born Sinner era J. Cole. Like I don't mind
Dude,
him now.
that
He's
would
still
be
dope now, but he was fire. That Born Sinner album is to me is like top three, top two hip hop albums of all time.
that'd
Uh,
be dope. I mean, J. Cole's, yeah. Some of the you can't compete with some of the shit he's put out. So it's I feel you there.
Yeah, incredible artist.
What's next on your plate as far as like musically? What are you working on right now? What can we expect?
I'm bad. My biggest problem with music is I don't release it. Like a lot of folks will be like, "Oh, I got 2 albums ready to release." It's if I showed you how many songs I have that I forgot about, it would put some of these people's catalogs to shame. Like if I opened up and ran through my sessions, keep in mind I'm recording these myself, so it's not like I gotta go to the studio. I could just scroll through it. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds songs I forget I have. So like right now, like that I love the song and I know I want it to come out. There's probably about 40 to 50 songs that I for sure know are gonna come out. But as I go, I'm recording new songs, so a lot of those songs just kinda get siphoned out and like, it's not that good. You know what I mean? But I
Jeez.
don't focus on albums anymore as much
Right.
as I do singles because at the level I am, uh, I've done this on live probably like 5 times this past month. The level I am, it's like this. If you got kids? You got kids?
I do not know. I didn't
All
hear you.
right.
Sorry.
If I buy my son 10 gifts and I go, here, my son's going to be blown away. He's going to be like, oh my God, thank you, daddy. I love it. Da, da, da. After a day, he's going to be playing with one, maybe two of those gifts, and the rest will just be set off to the side. If I give my son one gift this week, he's going to love it all week. I give him another gift next week. He's going to love it all week. And boom, 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 boom. I'll get more out of those songs, release them as a single versus an album. Now,
That's I get that, man. That's like it's a recency bias. You get somebody excited about something real quick, but then you sort of tailor that off. I follow.
I feel like you're wasting songs at that point. But there's still that old school nostalgic person who I want like my that album I just put out, I don't know how many months ago it was. It's called Indecisive. It was my first solo project that I produced all the way through. I wanted a album out to be like, yes, I did that. Top to bottom, wrote, recorded, produced, whole nine this album. So it was like uh, a passion project. That sounds gay, but that's what it was. But I still even now albums will happen, but it'll be like single, 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 single. Then I'll give you 3, 4 extra songs, put it out as an album, and then probably do 2 more videos off that. And maybe 1 or 2 of the songs won't get a video. But for the most part, it's going to be singles because we reap the benefits off it. The fans will appreciate it more. And songs, I think that will just be album fillers or end up doing better than all my songs. I have a song called Unmarked Grave. Uh, that was supposed to be a stepping stone song till we got to an important single on this EP I did with my partner Breadwin.
I think I just
Uh,
did Unmarked Grave.
I think I saw it.
I think I
I
just
think I
did that one. Yeah,
commented on it.
yeah.
But, that was meant to be a filler track, a filler video. There if you watch, it's just performance scenes and B-roll. There's nothing special about it, and, I was like, "This will hold us over until we do the video for this song." And we put it out, and this fucking song went crazy. Well, for us, it went crazy. It's not doing them Upchurch numbers, but it's doing really well for us. It's after, like, 6 months, it's almost at 1,000,000. And for me, like, back in like 2018, we used to be able to crack 1,000,000 pretty quick. Now it's not. The algorithm, so it's crazy, man. Algorithm's fucked.
No,
So
dude,
like,
I agree with that. I like that take on it though, because if you're going at like strictly your numbers web wise, um, then yeah, if you release everything in a day, 12 to 16 songs, then like people might pick out a favorite. Then once one of those blows up, the rest might get kind of lost in the mix, right?
yeah,
Um,
oh yeah, they
whereas
definitely do.
Whereas if you have a set segment, a group of fans that will always, if you set a premiere for 2 days from now and Target's got something going on, I better pay attention. Every 2 weeks, it's like, oh shit, he's dropping something else. It's like, man, he's working
Yeah,
hard, and we better check this out. Um,
yeah,
so that's probably, especially if you're not like if you're not putting, you don't really need to put a ton into videos, honestly. Like I feel like music videos, like the music video era is a bit, and I watch music videos all day, honestly, but um yeah, I feel like people are putting a lot less into those unless you're um yeah, there's some groups that do a ton of shit. Ronnie does crazy shit with his videos. But like
Tom McDonald and Nova, their videos are crazy over the top.
yeah, and that's
They're
a
like
lot of that's
super
just
intricate.
Nova. Nova
Yeah.
just you learn how to edit some stuff. Yeah, Nova crushes that. Um,
Mm.
but like uh most artists, like especially independent artists, if you're not backed with a ton of dollars by a label, then like it's like, all right, well, and that's a lot of people nowadays. It's kind of going more towards that trend as far as like just getting music out. You don't need like fancy, robots flying across screens and
Nope.
fucking spaceships and shit. So
The
it's
more we found out, the more that we do for a video, the more we make it like storyline wise or this, that, and the third. Only aside from one video, I have a song called America is Fuck that we did like an intricate thing to it and it did well. But everything else that we try to do, like storylines or this or that, is done terrible. Anytime we just do my biggest song, Chevrolet, is just us rapping with some girls shaking their asses in front of a bunch of trucks. And we did it out in the middle of a fucking hurricane. Like the rain passed, all right, game on, shot. Rain came back, get back in the vehicles. We shot that whole video in I think 40 minutes. Like 40 minutes of shooting versus 40 straight consecutive minutes.
You mean
But
you mean
of the
people like
simpler
watch
videos,
you mean people like watching girls shake their asses? I think you might be onto something.
crazy.
I think you might be onto something. Um,
Yeah,
cool, man. Well, dude, honestly, I wanted to kind of you're sick and whatnot, and you got more stuff to do, so I'll let you get
you're good,
going here
man.
pretty soon. I didn't want to make this super super long and exhausting to you, and as I know you've got more to do, and I mean, hopefully we can connect more often, because
Absolutely, man.
I'll keep supporting your music. I think you're dope as fuck, man, and it's refreshing always for me to find like, because I mean for what I do, like I get sent stuff all the time, and like
Yeah,
to be honest, like some of the time, like it may not be my bag, like as far as stuff I like to
yeah.
listen to, but like I'll sit through and I try to enjoy everything, right? I'm a music fan, um,
Mhm.
so so finding new artists that I didn't know were out there, like you, like your boy Simple, etc. Super
Yeah.
cool, man. Regardless of I don't need to listen to diss tracks all day, but because you shit and whatever, but
Mhm.
it's all good. A loop on what you got going on, man. We'll definitely support it here.
Absolutely.
But otherwise, man, I want to, unless you want to, shout out or plug anything you got coming up here, man. We'll talk in the future. I hope you feel better
I definitely appreciate it. I don't think I have anything cool to I have an out. I don't know when you're putting this out, but I have a new music video dropping
tomorrow.
Monday. Monday.
Okay.
It should be Monday, the 10th. Uh, maybe Simple Man does tomorrow. I don't know. I know I have one dropping Monday. Called Home. It's not a rap record. It's I guess you call it a country song. I don't think it's a country song, but it's just a like little songwriter. So I don't even know how to describe it. It's not a rap record though. That drops Monday, and if you haven't already, go watch American Prime Evil on Netflix. I have no affiliation to it. It's just a great show.
Love love that, dude. Go watch this show, man. It's badass.
It's
All
fucking
right,
dope.
brother. I appreciate your time. We'll catch up soon, man.
Hey man, and I do appreciate all the fucking love you've been showing us, man. This coming from me and Simple Man, like y'all, all y'all reactors, salute, man. God bless you and thank you.
No doubt, man. We'll talk to you on the next, man. You take care, man. You feel better.
All right, bet.
All right, we'll see you.